Welcome back. As you can see, Audie's here with me. He wasn't with me the last time we did a video, but of course I was setting my hair and he wouldn't have liked that. That's an awful lot of attention going somewhere that isn't a cat. So, you want to say hi? I don't think he wants to say hi. I think he just wants to be snuggled. All right. Today we have yet another unboxing. This one, as well as the last one, took me a bit by surprise. Yes, I ordered the stuff, but I'm thinking I probably forgot all about it because I really wasn't expecting it to come in today. So we have a surprise unboxing yet again. Are you getting sick of this yet? Are you sure? Because I'm starting to think I'm going to be going on like this for quite a while. I will see you all in a minute. All right, well, we are back. I set Audie down. He's going to go look for a nice quiet nap spot. And let's start taking this box apart. We have a little tiny lid to something. I don't quite know what. And I'm just going to set you up there. Okay. Bit of box. Things in bags. All right. Oh, and this looks like easy peel tape too. It's very convenient. What is this? 21-piece Japanese lusterware tea set with hand-painted floral design. That's what this is. So I have a sense we are going to get some interesting bits for tidbit trays out of this. And usually, as you know, when I have the opportunity to get more pieces, especially if it's pieces that I think are going to have, excuse me, an independent sale value, I usually try to grab them up. Very pretty, and as you can see, this is a very Japanese floral design. Nice. But that is also very small too. All right, this is obviously another children's tea set. Here is the cup from this tea set alongside the cup from the tea set we opened, 2 days ago. So you can clearly see if this is child size, so is this. But it's a very nice design, well executed, unmarked, no doubt that it's Japanese. Yet another piece. Well, and there are 21 of them. We've got 3 right there. So, wait, 4. So we have 17 to go. We've got yet another cup. You know, these little cups, I really like them in terms of toppers for tidbit trays. Yes, a larger cup like this is far more useful for holding things, but that is a totally different design. The cup is part of the functionality of the tray. Something like this, the cup is more going to be a decorative element on the tray and takes it in a bit of a different direction. Yes, okay, finally, we have a maker's mark. Well, it's just made in Japan, but that's good enough. And here we go. We've got the sugar bowl and the lid. And these are better quality pieces because, as you can see, there's a pretty elaborate design on the back. It's not as elaborate as the design on the front, but still. Here we go. And here's the back. And let me show you this, which is a sugar bowl from another child's set. Very nice, elaborate design on the front. Nothing on the back. So this is certainly a mark of a better quality set. So now I have to decide if it's really going to be something I want to do to take this apart. In general, I do not have trouble dismantling sets and selling them separately. Here is our creamer, and once again we've got that pretty little design, and this is just in black and white, but it's really nice on the back. So our pieces. As I was saying, in general, I do not have any problem dismantling sets, especially if, in the case of this set, for example, here's our teapot, here's our sugar bowl. This was from the unboxing 2 days ago. We don't have a creamer to go with this, so we already have a partially dismantled set. As far as I'm concerned, there's no reason at all to even try to start keeping it together at that point. The same is true if I start taking it apart and finding out that we have, for example, 3 cups and 2 saucers. As far as I'm concerned, at that point, we can take it apart, salvage what we can from the set, and there's no point in getting overly concerned if there are, if we don't have, the full set that we intended in the beginning. Here is our teapot, and we're going to have to see if we have a lid for that. No, that is not. That was indeed the sugar bowl lid. We have yet another cup. All right, at this point, I believe I'm counting 5 cups and 1 saucer. Many more saucers. All right. We've got 1 there, and we had 1 before, so that's 2 saucers, 3 saucers, 4, 5. This plate appears a little lighter than the others. So 5 saucers, 6. All right, now we have 6 saucers, 5 cups, the teapot, the sugar bowl, the creamer, no lid for the teapot. Let's see what this is. All right, This is looking like another stack of plates. Okay, these are plates as opposed to saucers. A little larger, and they don't have the depression that the cup fits in. So let's take a look at this. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 6 little plates, 6 saucers, 5 cups, and so that's 17 pieces, and there is no lid to the teapot. However, hang on a second, I have a box of miniature parts and bits. Perhaps you'll recall 2 days ago when I took this little piece out, it's sort of a little ginger jar lid, and I said that's going into my tea set box, my children's tea set box. Hang on a second. Let's see what we've got in there. Well, we absolutely have a lid, but this one is too small. Very good size for that sugar bowl, though. Nevertheless, we could steal the lid from this teapot, and it's definitely not a bad match for this. But let's see if we've got something in here. I honestly don't know if we do. I think this is the lid I was thinking of. I'm going to have smaller lids. Oh, I have another nice lid. This one's blue. Too small, unfortunately. Nope. Sadly, we do not have a spare lid. Will I switch it out? Maybe. This is another peach lusterware teapot lid, and I can easily turn this set of 21 pieces with the teapot, the sugar, the creamer, and I can make up a set of 4 cups and saucers. I have to think about that, because what that would do for me, and we've talked about this before, one of the things I like to do if I can find a miscellaneous set of china is see if I can pull out enough pieces to recover my costs just by pulling out that portion of the set. In this case, a full tea set, children's service for 4, very cute little thing. That might not be the worst idea around to take that out. That would leave me with 2 plates, 2 saucers, and 1 cup for my little sundry tidbit trays. That wouldn't be bad. I could live with that, but I really do need to think about that. Maybe that'll work for me, maybe it won't. But in any case, this is a nice set, and I might very well just hold on to it until I find this piece its own lid. The great thing about a lid is, as you can see, it's very easy to find a replacement lid. What's hard is, for example, for this piece, remember we have this and we have the creamer. Finding a matching sugar bowl is going to be next to impossible. So if you're going to have a missing piece, a lid works. All right, this was, by and large, a good buy. Let me see if they've put the price in here. No, they haven't. Um, I'm going to have to take a look at this. If it's 21 pieces, that means I didn't spend more than maybe $40 for it. And I'm definitely pleased with this, because what I have been wanting lately is lusterware that's more on the peach and white side, because I have a whole bunch in blue. And my Tidbit trays were getting bluer and bluer and bluer, and I would like them to go over to the lighter side. I also like that pieces like this are going to mix nicely with the geisha ware, because it's very Japanese in the design. And so that will be nice, because I want to include some of the geisha ware pieces in Tidbit trays. I think that's something that people will like, that they will enjoy. All right. So this was interesting and different. I'm not going to argue about the packing on this one. It's not the way I would have done it. There was a lot of paper in there, but there wasn't a lot of newsprint. The pieces were packed in newsprint that wasn't printed on. So it was just plain paper. That means my hands are not filthy. It means the china's not filthy. We were not like taped to the point where I was struggling to get pieces out. Overall, I'd have to say that was a good packing job, and it doesn't look, from the size of the box and the weight, like they put in so much in terms of packing materials that they were cutting their throats on the shipping. So overall, good job. All right, let's take a quick look at our word origins and their romantic meanings. We were on women, and madam, just milady. In its early history, madam, M-A-D-A-M, or madam, M-A-D-A-M-E, as it was spelled in Middle English. All right, we're going to stop right there. There was no such thing as standardized spelling in Middle English. If someone was going to spell madam, it could very well have been M-A-D-D-U-M. No standardized spelling at all. If you have ever gone anywhere near first source materials from the Tudor court, even the nobility, well, I'm thinking there was Henry VIII's friend, what was his name? Brandon. Couldn't even read what he wrote. It was just a string of letters put together. Anyway, if you've gone anywhere near the first source materials, you will know that spelling was a joke. You could look at something and, you just write it down and write down the variations, and after the 12th or 13th, you're like, oh, I bet that's the word. No standardized spelling at all. Standardized spelling, in fact, is a modern convention, very modern, in fact. They spelled the way a word sounded, which is a great boon to linguists, because linguists know what the pronunciation was like, primarily based on the way these people spelled their words. So, all right. So now that I'm through with that, this guy's annoying me more and more. I don't know if you've noticed. All right. Old French madam. All right. Madam, as it was spelled in Middle English, no, it wasn't, was the title of great respect. The word was adopted from Old French madame, which in turn stems from Latin mea domina, my lady. In Chaucer's time, madame was an honored title granted to the wives of minor town officials. In the 14th and 15th century, lovers used madam by way of addressing their loved ones. Even nuns were called madam up to the time of the Reformation. But with the Restoration in 1660, the word was so corrupted that it came to be applied to any kept mistress or prostitute, and even today, madam can refer to the proprietor of a brothel. Or you can say, excuse me, madam. The word is not necessarily as stigmatized as he thinks it is. Meretricious, from a harlot. If a girl is meretricious, it means that she has false charms and is artificially attractive. This unflattering word has an evil source. It comes eventually from the Latin meretrix, which is harlot. In turn derives from a word meaning serve for pay. So it would seem that the sin of a harlot is that she does what she does for pay. Meretricious actually means gaudy and overdone. So, that woman, everybody knows one. It looks like a very expensive store fell on her. That's meretricious. So, no. Mistress, once a woman of power. The word mistress had a decency of birth and originally denoted a woman of authority, coming as it did from Old French maîtresse, which is derived from maester, master. By Shakespeare's time, the word had softened to mean lady love, although in the very nicest way. But from the start of the 17th century, it was used to mean an illicit sweetheart. All right, morganatic. This is an interesting word, so we're going to take a look at this. Left-handed. When some male members of some of the royal families of Europe marry below their rank, they often do so in the form of a morganatic marriage, sometimes called a left-handed marriage. In this special ceremony, the bridegroom gives his left hand to the bride and indicates by this gesture that the marriage will not elevate her to his station or permit the children to inherit his rank. The phrase morganatic marriage originates in the medieval Latin phrase matrimonium ad morganaticam, or marriage with mourning gift. This was the gift from the bridegroom to his wife on the morning after the marriage. It was the only share that the morganatic wife could have in her new husband's possessions. And the reason that is such an interesting word, at least in this day and age, is many, many years ago when Prince Charles was dating Camilla Shand, as she was known then. She was considered completely unsuitable as Princess of Wales, mostly because it was quite likely that she had been around the block a couple of times. Oh, God, they're such provincial people. And someone had thrown forth the idea that maybe there would be a morganatic marriage. In other words, he could marry her, but the children wouldn't inherit. So in other words, the royal line would go to the children of his younger brothers. Now, of course, that was remarkably foolish talk, but still, it was interesting that it was put out even at that time. And that would have been in, I guess, the late 60s, certainly my lifetime, and I was old enough to understand what they were talking about, so it couldn't have been that long ago. Well, all right, it could have been that long ago. I don't like to think of myself as that old, but who knows, maybe I am. All right, thank you for being with me and taking a look at this. I will absolutely let you know what I decide to do about this little tea set. I have a feeling that at least some of it is going to be separated and sold as a set of some sort, but we'll see when that happens. All right, meantime, have a great day. I will see you all tomorrow, and tomorrow, as you know, is going to be Sunday. Sunday is project day, and we should have some fun. I'll see you all later.